Hello everybody, my name is Sajan Hall. Today I'll be teaching a third grade lesson on an introduction to quadrilaterals. So to begin the lesson, me and my students will review some different shapes. We're going to review parallelograms, squares, rectangles, trapezoids, and rhombuses. So after reviewing these shapes, students should have prior knowledge about these shapes as well, by the way. Anyways, after reviewing these shapes, students and I are going to look at their similarities, and we are going to learn that we should call similarities attributes. And the attributes that these shapes share, the squares, parallelograms, rectangles, rhombuses, and trapezoids, they all have 4 sides and 4 angles. So during this lesson, I will be giving students little manipulatives of cutouts of different shapes. I've got all of them here. We've got squares, rectangles, parallelograms, rhombuses, and trapezoids. This is just to help students better conceptualize that each of these shapes have 4 sides and 4 angles within them. So now we're going to move on to an anchor chart I've created for quadrilaterals. So here we see that a quadrilateral is a polygon that has 4 sides and 4 angles. Now, we know that quad means 4. So when we hear the word quadrilateral, we know that it should have 4 sides and 4 angles. So, onto the shapes. I have a square. A square has 4 right angles and all sides are equal. So we're going to go ahead and draw it. I've got a square with 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles. Next, we're going to go to parallelogram. Let me get my blue marker. A parallelogram has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So let's draw some parallelograms. Got this one, and I also have this one. Here we go. Now let's move to rectangles. A rectangle has 4 right angles and 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. You can see here, when we draw a rectangle, we've got 4 right angles. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a little hard to see. There we go. You can see 4 right angles, and you can see 2 pairs, 2 pairs of sides that are parallel to each other. Next, we have rhombuses. Rhombuses are 4 equal sides and 2 pairs of parallel sides. So I have 4 equal sides here, and then I have this right here. You can see in these drawings that there are 4 equal sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 pairs of parallel sides again. Now I have a trapezoid. Trapezoids have 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So I have one here, just like that. We can see that there is 1 pair of sides that is parallel. So I have this one right here. These are parallel. So students, again, they're going to have cutouts of all of these shapes, so when we're going over them, they can know and they can hold and look to see the 4 sides, and then they could see the parallel sides here, and they can feel them as well. So I have a couple of problems for students that we will go over together. So for number 1, I have Tom said that in order to be a trapezoid, you must have one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. Jerry said that a trapezoid needs to have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel with right angles. Who is correct and why? So to start off this problem, we just want to know what it's about, and it's about which shape that they're describing. We want to know which one is a trapezoid. So we see here that Tom said a trapezoid has one pair of opposite sides that are parallel, and Jerry says that it has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel with right angles. So students will be able to, again, look at their shapes. So I'm gonna first find the shape that Tom described. So I've got, let's see, we have one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. This one right here has one side, or one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. And then the shape that Jerry is describing, I have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel with right angles. So that could be a rectangle. Two pairs of sides that are parallel, and they're all right angles. Now, if we want to look back to the anchor chart, right here, we can see that a rectangle is four right angles and two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, right here. So we know it's not a trapezoid. So it must be what Tom said. One pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So Tom is correct in this question. Now, moving on to number 2, I have here. Annie's teacher drew a quadrilateral with two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Which quadrilateral did she draw? So, let's see here. Let's get out some different colored markers. So first, our answers are a rhombus, rectangle, and triangle, and a trapezoid. We can, of course, kick out triangle because that has 3 sides and 3 angles. Let's draw all of them. Of course, it can't be a triangle. As we see here, 3 sides and 3 angles. Next, I have a rhombus. So let's draw a rhombus. So if that fits the description, let's see. It's a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. I don't think it's a rhombus. We can take that one off our list. Next, I've got a rectangle. Let's do purple for rectangle. Does that one have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? I'm thinking yes. 2 pairs, opposite sides that are parallel. I also have trapezoid, so let's just check out trapezoid to make sure. Let's use pink for trapezoid. Here we go. So that one only has 1 pair that is parallel. So we know that it's not a rhombus, not a triangle, and not a trapezoid. So it must be a rectangle. Students can also look at all their different shapes that they've got there on their desk. So we can see a rhombus. I've got a rhombus here. They can see all the different sides and all the different angles. Got a rectangle. They can feel and look that there are 2 opposite sides that are parallel for this one. Then I've got we don't have triangle because triangle is not a triangle is not a quadrilateral. And then I also have a trapezoid. Students can look. They can see that only one side is parallel to each other, not both, unlike the rectangle that has two pairs of sides that are parallel to each other. So that is the end of my lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you.